And this year is no different. BCG did a report, and they started to look at the state of generative and agentic AI in the workplace. And what they found was that even this year, nothing's changed. 74% of orgs and transformations in agentic particularly are failing to scale value. You see, most people think that we have a technology problem, but we don't. Because we don't move at the speed of technology. We already have that. We actually move at the speed of the enterprise. That's why enterprise agility feels very, very relevant today. And I don't think that we have a technology problem. I think that we have a people problem. But we could reframe that, right? We don't have a technology problem. We actually have a people opportunity here. Because there is a certain subset of groups, of organizations. In fact, 4% of organizations have unlocked the value of agentic AI. And for those of the orgs who do, the results are absolutely staggering. This is again from the BCG report, but high revenue growth, more returns, more innovation patents. And the one that I'm most fascinated by, employees are just more satisfied. My hypothesis is that because they're the ones using agentic AI so well, they feel like they're at the cutting edge of the latest technology. And I think it all starts with our relationship with this word, disruption. I know it's overused. Disruption's been around for a while, right? And I think about our relationship with disruption even on a Friday. In fact, on Friday, I was hanging out with my buddy. His name is B, and he says to me, he's a software developer, and he says to me, hey, Jay, I need to tell you what's going on. Just this past week alone, I've been at my company about 4.5 years, and they just reorged us. Anyone else been through a reorg? You're like, yeah, daily part of my life, right? What is your change mindset as you're going through something like a reorg? It could be any change, right? But my company, my firm, we run the Change Fluency company, and we did research with about 400 different executives over the past few years. And what we found with change mindsets is there's actually an easy way to dissect this. A, what's your change interpretation? So are you seeing change as a threat or an opportunity? And then B, what's your change response? So are you frozen, stuck, resistant, or are you adaptive? Well, I asked B, I said, hey, you just went through a reorg right now. What's going on with your team? And he says, man, it's like you took a deck of cards and then just played pick up 52, right? It's just scattered. Everyone got scattered. And one of my friends, we've been friends for a while, he's like on the observer state, right? He sees it as an opportunity, but he's just stuck. He's thinking to himself, yeah, this is fine. I'll just wait and see what happens. The next change mindset is the defender state. Kind of like Jon Snow in the Game of Thrones, right? It's like, we built this wall, we're going to defend it. So one of his colleagues, right, she had built this platform stack for like the last 3.5 years, and she's like, no, I don't want to move. I built this. This is my product. And you're just going to move me? It's a threat. The next change mindset is if I'm seeing change as a threat, but I am adaptive, I might start to head into a bit of a sabotage state, right? Kind of like Pete the Prospector, Stinky Pete from Toy Story. You're smiling, you're thinking, hey, yeah, change, this is great. I love change. I love change. Do you love change? And then deep down, you're like, I'm going to kill this project so hard. And then last but not least, of course, if I see change as an opportunity and I'm willing to adapt, how do I be in a change-fluent state? Kind of like Mr. Miyagi, Karate Kid. That's actually Brian, right? By the way. I was like, hey, how do you feel about this change? And he thinks to himself, I feel pretty good, actually. I get to try new things. I'm in a different team. But I was kind of getting bored of the other one. He's like, I love my team members to death. I'm really excited about this change. I can't wait. So that brings us the question, what is change fluency? Well, the way we define it is it's an individual's adaptive capacity to translate challenges into opportunities. Kind of like learning a language or second language, right? If I dropped you in Bangkok, right, you might learn a few languages here, or the words or phrases here and there. But if I embed you in the culture for a little bit, you're going to pretty soon be saying, oh yeah, Kap Kun Kap, Sawadee Kap, right? All of that. Thai, represent. Okay, I heard the woo-woo in the house. Got it. And so, as we think about what this means for change, what contributes to how fluid we are when it comes to navigating all of this? So over the next bit, I'm going to unpack the 3 pillars and principles of what contributes to a change fluency mindset. And that's this. How do we discover what's possible? How do we design the future? And then how do we differentiate from the standard?